guys, it's Gamer Ahmer here. So here we are back with another episode in my series where I take you guys along with me as we go for a full Super Nintendo set. So this was an amazing weekend at AwesomeCon. So this is an amazing convention, or should I say awesome convention, that is just so massive. It's in Washington, D.C., and I ran into a local video game store called Cartridges Galore. So let's go ahead and see what games I added to the set. So I did not expect to run into a local video game store at this convention. Now, because they have like 8 different locations across 3 different states, it was really cool seeing some of the different merchandise that they bring to these video game, toy, comic, just awesome conventions. And I scored 5 more games for the Super Nintendo set. So last week we left off with 378 games in the set. We added quite a few more, and some of these I'm not too sure about, but you'll be the judge of that. So if you guys are enjoying this content, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the bell notification, especially since it is convention season and we're traveling to other areas, so I'll have to be able to find Super Nintendo games. So we'll just go ahead and jump into it with these weird and interesting games that I just don't see every day. First up on the list, we have Bubsy 2. Now this is a mascot that a lot of people remember back in the day, and I would have to say that Bubsy 2 is definitely an improvement from the first game. Now this is not one of the best platformers out there, but it's one that maybe nostalgia kind of like hones in for a lot of people. I definitely remember seeing Bubsy back in the day, just seeing this like crazy character, you know, and I had to add it into the collection, whether this is a great game or not. But I would definitely have to say that the second one would have to be better than the first. What do you guys think about this platforming game? Is this a game that you played back in the day? Did you see Bubsy everywhere? Let me know in the comments below. And then next up, we have this game right here. I thought that this would be a great game, but it's really not the best. And I was also curious as to why this game was not as cheap as it should have actually been. So this, we have Ren and Stimpy. There were a couple of games like that. Well, we have Fire Dogs. So this Nickelodeon series, this like fun, wacky, crazy series into another video game port. So here we actually have Fire Dogs. So you play as Stimpy, and you pretty much have to take like this different firefighter equipment and collect it. And you get like these like paint buckets. You can kind of like change your color. But it has like some weird stuff going on with it. And because it is like one of those one kill style games where if you get hit once, you're pretty much dead. You know, it just doesn't have a lot going on with it. And it doesn't really make it appealing or interesting. So this is sadly a game that probably will not get played very much. So it's another one off the list. Now this one is one that I'm pretty excited about. I love the Addams family, and we have Addams Family Values. This is definitely a better one in the bunch. So this one, you get to play as Fester. Now, if you played Fester's Quest on the Nintendo Entertainment System, you might have been a little bit disappointed back in the day. But this one's actually pretty interesting because you have to find the baby who was kidnapped. You get to like upgrade, there's password saves. The music and the soundtrack are actually pretty good. It kind of has like this eerie style to it, but it's definitely entertaining. And you have like this top-down action, this whole puzzle-solving aspect to it. So it is a little bit different than some of the other Addams Family games. And I would have to say that this one is by far one of the better ones in the whole bunch. Now, I'm super nostalgic for this. I love the movies. I love everything about this franchise, this whole like series and everything else. So this is one that I'll have to spend a little bit more time digging into. This game is a pretty inexpensive game, and it's kind of similar to like the arcade style port. You have Space Invaders. So this is definitely a classic game. if you love Space Invaders, you love those arcade games, then you'll probably enjoy this one. Now, really all that they did in the Super Nintendo version is just kind of like change the background scenery so that you're not just like staring into like this darkness. So this is a pretty rather simple game that can be challenging at times. Always a fun favorite in my book, and definitely one that I want to play a little bit more. I love playing the arcade versions of this game, and having it on a home console is pretty neat too. So this one would have to be a win in my book, as this one was pretty inexpensive. I think it was like $5 or $6 or something, so definitely a steal. And then this is by far the most disappointing game in the bunch. I really had much better hopes for it. We have Eek the Cat. Now this is one that I didn't really know about. I didn't even realize that this was a whole cartoon series, but everything looks so immaculate on here with the label. The colors looked vibrant, but if you compare it to the cartoon, it doesn't even like look the same. So I can definitely see why people were really, devastated when this game came out and pretty disappointed. It does have like this whole slow play style to it, so I'm not really too sure about this game, but it was another one that I had to get on the list. So who knows, maybe you watched the cartoon growing up, maybe this was the only game that you had, so we'll never know, but it's not really one that I'll enjoy. So I'm still shocked that I'm finding Super Nintendo games out and about that I still need on my list. We know that last time we left off with 378 games, so we added 5 more to the set, and we are at 383 games. So this is definitely pretty exciting, especially since I found them at AwesomeCon. There weren't too many video game vendors there, or a lot of people that had video games in general, but I knew that cartridges galore would not disappoint. They are definitely great to go and look at while they're at conventions, while they have their different like home stores all across 3 different states. It's really such a blast anytime that I go in there. And make sure you guys stay tuned, because I will be seeing them at Too Many Games, and I have some big news about some of the deals that I'm trying to make, so fingers crossed that I actually score something pretty big while I'm there from them. So I can't wait, and I really hope that it comes true. But we added 5 more Super Nintendo games, and we are getting closer to that 400 mark. So let's hope that I get there pretty soon. So let me know what you guys think about these games. Are any of these interesting, fun? Did you get stuck playing some of the bad ones? Let me know in the comments below, and of course, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Go ahead and check out my other videos and stay tuned for more.